Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's first. We've got 3 videos coming up today. The first video is going to be looking at the rain that's on the way for tomorrow, well tonight and tomorrow, across the country. And then subsequently, probably a very wet day on Saturday. And we'll also have a look at where we're at today 10 as well. Later on, we'll have a look at the JMA. That's just updated for the next 3 months. So that'll take us through the summer from June to August. Quite an important update from the JMA covering the full summer time frame, so we'll have a look at that later on today. And then this evening we'll do the second update for the spring bank holiday weekend, the late spring bank holiday weekend. So a lot going on at the website today. Before I get on with that, just to say about the ads, there's links to articles on all of the pages. Have a browse through widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. Thanks very much for doing that. There's video ads on most of the pages which open up content when you watch them. They'll close back up again. It helps to pay for GavsWebbiz.com. So it's just starting off with the rain that's coming up over the next 24 to 36 hours. This is the high resolution Euro 4 model from website Weather Online. You can link to Weather Online on the links page. This is precipitation forecast from Euro 4, and it's a high resolution model from the UK Met Office for midnight. So this is midnight tonight, and we see we've got outbreaks of rain at that point across Scotland, Northern England, Northern Ireland. Not especially heavy at that point. It is a bit persistent. A few heavier bursts mixed in, no doubt, but nothing particularly dramatic at that point. To 6 o'clock in the morning, the rain really starts to gather across Northern England down into Wales and South West England. So a real band of rain setting up there and stretching up in towards east of Scotland as well. Mostly dry to the east of that through Midlands, central, southeast of England, and it turning showery towards Scotland and Northern Ireland. During the course of tomorrow morning, we find that persistent area of rain moving across England and Wales. See some quite deep blue colours in there, so fairly heavy rain through the course of tomorrow morning. That's persistent outbreaks of rain. Following behind, we've got some heavy thundery showers across Scotland and coming down in towards Northern England and North Wales. And then through tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, it looks like things are really going to get going in terms of these showers across England and Wales. So probably that persistent area of rain sort of breaks up and clears to the east, but then we have a risk of a lot of heavy showers, possibly thunderstorms as well. You see these purple colours mixed in. That's just indicating some torrential bursts of rain tomorrow afternoon across parts of England and Wales particularly. There could be lightning and thunder in with that tomorrow afternoon. Possibly some hail as well. So no doubt be updating Stormwatch tomorrow, I would think, because it does look like things are really going to get going tomorrow afternoon across England and Wales, particularly after we lose that persistent area of rain in the morning. Very showery afternoon. This is how the GFS is seeing things over the next few days. So at midnight tonight, we've got low pressure moving in off the Atlantic, ending the high pressure dominated weather that we've had over the past few days, and that low pressure will be sticking around through the course of Wednesday. There it is at midnight on Thursday down in the southeast of England, producing those heavy showers on Wednesday afternoon. After that, we open the door to more areas of low pressure off the Atlantic. So on Friday, we'll bring a weather system into the north and west, and then another system will be moving in during the course of Saturday. Very changeable spell this coming up through the rest of this week and into the weekend. This is midnight on Sunday. We have a 980 millibar area of low pressure off the east coast of Scotland. Very tightly packed ice bars wrapped around that. So not only can we have a lot of rain at the weekend, but also have quite strong winds as well. And they might reach gale force in parts of northern and northeastern England. This is how the GFS sees the precipitation over the next few days. So here's the rain, mostly showery in nature in the north and west through the course of the rest of this afternoon and into tonight. And then through the course of Wednesday, we have that persistent area of rain coming down across England and Wales, moving eastwards. Some of that quite heavy tomorrow morning. And that persistent area of rain then clears to the east, but we're left with lots of heavy showers, and some of those could, turn thundery during the course of tomorrow afternoon. There is going to be some convective potential in with that. Thursday is a slightly better day for England and Wales, although we'll bring more cloud and rain to Scotland and Northern Ireland. And then on Friday, probably a dry start, but expect outbreaks of really quite heavy and persistent rain to move in during the course of Friday off the Atlantic. Again, some quite deep blue colours in with that, indicating risk of some really quite heavy rain And then into Saturday, we do it all over again. Look at this massive rain coming up from the south and the west to produce a really wet day on Saturday. Could be some torrential rain with that, no doubt a risk of local flooding across parts of northwestern England, I would have thought. And after that, it looks like we'll keep it generally quite changeable into the start of next week as well. This is the 10-day accumulated precipitation chart from the weatheroutlook.com. This is in 3D, one of their 3D charts. So you see quite widely, there's anything between around 20 to 40 millimetres across the east of the country, but in the north and west we could see anything up to 100, maybe even 120 millimetres. So rainfall really clocking up over the next few days, particularly in the north and the west of the country. That's based on the GFS charts we was just looking at. This is the GFS temperature and precipitation ensemble chart for the next couple of weeks. Dealing with temperatures first of all, the red line here is the 30-year temperature average. So we've lost that cold weather that we had over weekend, or cool weather that we had over weekend. We're going to be close to average with the temperatures through the rest of this week. A little bit of a drop in temperature though at the weekend. Next week it looks like the temperatures are picking up. There's a definite warming trend taking place there as we go through into next week, so rising above the 30-year temperature average. These precipitation spikes at the bottom of the chart are being increased all the time, so quite a wet spell now looks like it's setting up, starting from today and tonight into tomorrow, and then going through the rest of this week into weekend and into the start of next week. As we get through into the middle and latter stages of next week, there's a bit of a drying trend. Not completely dry though, even then there's still precipitation spikes coming through, but certainly drier next week compared to what we've got coming up through the rest of this week and into the weekend. So this is how the GFS is looking on Sunday. We've already seen the chart. 980 millibar area of low pressure off the east coast of Scotland. Tightly packed bars wrapped around that. So it'll be very windy and wet from Saturday and into Sunday. Into Monday next week, we've still got low pressure to the north of Scotland, bringing down showers across the country. Then we build this little bit of a transient ridge up from the south and west on Tuesday next week, but low pressure still not all that far away, coming in off the Atlantic. What happens as we go through into that stage of next week? This is day 10, Friday 27th of May, just knocking on the door of the bank holiday weekend, of course. We start to build this ridge to the east with the low pressure stalling out to the west. What this does is probably send quite a lot of heavy rain up the western side of the country, but the winds are going into the south, so that's why the temperatures look like they're lifting up there on that GFS ensemble that we was looking at. That probably is fairly well supported within the GFS ensemble members to shift the winds into the south, start to draw some warmer air up out of France. ECWF looking like this for next week to 10 days, so low pressure is still in control over weekend and through into start of next week as well. Expect a cool showery beginning to next week. Then low pressure moves in from the south and the west through the middle part of next week. This is Wednesday, and this is no doubt bringing outbreaks of rain up from the south and the west. And then it all goes very slack really into the second half of next week. So by day 10, Friday 27th of May, we've got low pressure generally still in control. It is all very slack, but I would think it's producing a lot of showers. No sign really of that southerly that the GFS is showing at day 10, and that still looks pretty unsettled really as we're knocking on the door of a bank holiday weekend. I would suspect we could have further showers from that into the bank holiday weekend, but it is a bit sort of in between. So whether it's high pressure or low pressure is dominating now, I think it's still low pressure. So well, we're setting up an unsettled spell now. The fine weather that we've had over the past week or so is on its way out today. Will bring showery rain into the north and west. England and Wales still hanging on to a dry day today, but by tomorrow we'll all be much more unsettled with risk of some heavy rain tomorrow morning and then thundery showers tomorrow afternoon. After that, it just looks like it's going to stay unsettled. So there's bouts of rain coming through on Friday, another bout of really wet and windy weather possible Saturday into Sunday, and then even beyond that, probably showery into the start of next week. possibly something better later next week. We'll keep you posted on that. Right, that's it for today's first video. Later on, we'll have a look at the JMA for the next 3 months. A big update coming up there. It's going to cover June through to August, the full summer period. So you'll find out exactly what the Japanese model is predicting for this summer. And then tonight, or this evening, we'll have a look at Bank Holiday weekend. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.